Kyra's been asked to sit while I take Alfie in front, and I'm now about to work him. The whistle commands that you're going to hear me giving Alfie are 2 pips, which means basically look at me and I'll show you which direction I go. The long whistle that you've just heard is telling Alfie that I need him to sit where he is, and then I gave him another 2 pips to send him in another direction. The orange gun dog dummy that I've just thrown out, I'm now trying to get Alfie to go up and locate it. Once again he gets a long blow, which means sit and wait where you are, at which point I can then ask Kyra to come in and do exactly the same thing with Kyra. Alfie's still expected to stay where he is. Basically the last instruction Alfie gets is the one that he sticks to. So the last instruction he got was to sit and stay where you are. So that's what he's doing while Kyra is being worked. Again, throw another dummy out, and I get Kyra to go up the hill and find it. What this is doing is building a trust between me and the dogs, which basically, to them, they think I know better than they do. So if I blow the whistle and point in a direction, they assume that as long as they keep going in where I'm telling them to go, they will find what it is I'm looking for. Alfie's just been asked to bring the dummy back. Although this is quite a disciplined exercise, if you notice, once the dogs are actually moving, the tails never stop wagging. They really do get into it. It's basic exercise with fun. I suppose it's like getting children to play football and netball and things like that, instead of just going to the gym. It adds that little bit of fun, and the dogs get exercised in the same time. Both dogs are now sitting, but only one of them's going to be allowed to go and get that dummy. Both these dogs are English Springer Spaniels, which means this is exactly what they've been bred to do. So everything in them tells them they need to work, they need to work, they need to work. So as long as you can manipulate that drive to work in whichever way you feel necessary, these two are being trained to do exactly what they were bred to do, which is work as a gun dog. You're stimulating the mind, you're also stimulating the body. So basically you get a very happy dog that is tired mentally and physically. So we've now thrown out 2 dummies, one to Alfie's left, one to Alfie's right, and I'm going to send him for the one to his right. Once I've got the dummy back, I'm then going to go over to Kyra and ask Kyra to go and get the other dummy. All these exercises are just purely designed to get the dog to override its natural instinct, which is basically chase it, catch it, all the rest of it. It can't do anything unless I tell it to do it. But it still gets the fun factor, even though it is doing as it's told. What you may also have noticed during the video, when I'm working Kyra, there's a different whistle tone to when I'm working Alfie. So basically Alfie knows his whistle sound and Kyra knows her whistle sound. And each dog only responds to their own whistle. So if I give a command with my 210.5, then only Alfie will respond to it. If I give a command with the 210, then only Kyra responds to it. Once again I'm going to throw out 2 gun dog dummies. one out to Kyra's side, and then the next one out to Alfie's side. Each dog's waiting to be told to go. Now Alfie set off in the wrong direction because I sent him out past Kyra. So I give him a warning to say you're going in the wrong direction and redirect him. And then at that point I allow Kyra to go to the other one. So now both dogs are searching for the dummies that I've thrown out. Bearing in mind that although these dummies are made of an orange material, to me they stand out. To the dogs they don't stand out at all. Because what you've got to remember, the dog's eye line is much lower than mine. So once the dummy goes into the grass they find it much harder to see it. Plus, dogs don't see orange in any way. So the fact that I've thrown an orange dummy out makes it perfectly clear to me where it is, but visually not to the dog. It's working purely on its nose. If you notice, the dog doesn't run around looking, it's running around with its nose pretty much glued to the floor. It's searching this, searching that. Alfie's having a little sniff when he's not supposed to be. There's another dummy out for Kyra. Ask her to come back up the hill. And she's got it. Just a little correction to make her go back. She's getting a little bit giddy. There's nothing wrong with your dog making mistakes. What you have to do is correct every mistake your dog makes, so eventually the dog starts to understand that your tolerance to them doing things on their own back is very low. They have to do what you ask them to do. Like that. I blew the whistle, Elfie's just crept forward about 9 feet. So I don't get angry with him, all I do is I take him back the 9 feet or so, make him sit again, which is basically me saying, when I blow the whistle, you put your bum down where you are. And we start again. The idea of this exercise is called quartering, and the idea is that I can walk in a straight line, i.e. the path that you can see that I'm on, and the dog is covering the ground either side of me. So as I move forward, my dogs and I are actually searching a corridor that's approximately 30 metres wide, 15 metres to my left, 15 metres to my right. Alfie found the dummy and he's now been asked to wait and stay with it while I just work Kyra. Kyra's only a young dog, so as you can see her, she's a bit more erratic, she's a bit more scatty around where she's going, but she's getting there. So I take a dummy out, send Kyra down the hill and throw one up the hill while she's not watching. She's missed it. That's because she doesn't actually visually see it. She's looking for the scent more than anything. So unless the wind's blowing in the right direction, she struggles to actually smell the dummy. So I don't get mad. I just keep pushing her up the hill and pushing her up the hill until eventually she comes across the dummy. And basically I'm just drilling in. Keep doing what I say. Keep doing what I say. And eventually you'll achieve what I'm asking you to do. Alfie's now about to be asked to bring the dummy in that he's sat with. As you can see, both dogs are extremely focused on, and basically they just sat there. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? This is all because these dogs are not just walked. This is their walk. This is their exercise. So if you noticed, I've sent one off to Alfie's side, one off to Kyra. What I'm going to do is send Alfie past Kyra and Kyra in the other direction. Both dogs find dummies quite easily this time because they landed more or less on the path. And a little bit of play to finish off the exercise.